Hi, I'm Paula Shaw from Soulful Guiding, and in this video I'm going to discuss the major themes and transits of the lunar month coming up that will begin at the new moon in Sagittarius on the 12th or the 13th of December, depending where you are in the world. And this lunar month sees us through the end of this year and into 2024. And I'm sure if you're like me, most of you are ready to see the end of this year. It has been intense. It has been challenging. It has been contracted. It has been this push-pull of the old paradigms and the new paradigms that want to emerge, and this gripping onto the old and these old traditions that just don't want to end. And it's really interesting, this lunar month, we have Pluto in the final degree of Capricorn and in one of the last chapters of this very deep journey of the dismantling of old traditions, old karmic patterns in the collective story that no longer serve us. It's challenging. And this lunar month, when I was looking at all the patterns and bringing it together, the feeling I got is that things, they're not getting better just yet. This is the general vibe, but they're also not getting worse, generally. And actually, you might even be able to enjoy the holiday season, but I want to share this because I don't want you to go sliding in after a crazy year of being busy and just bang, be, kind of wake up in the holiday season and get whacked, because there's some dynamics playing out. But firstly, I want to talk about Mars, because Mars has been very, very active, and Mars is connected to Aries, which is the god of war. And we know that the theme of war has been amplified. It's just so we don't need to talk about that. But what it could be feeling like at a personal level is just this amplification, intensification, a heating up, things erupting, especially since the Sun-Mars conjunction, which happened in Scorpio a few weeks ago. But Mars is also right now, when it's beginning to separate as we go into this lunar month, from a square with Saturn. This is always a challenging dynamic. Saturn wants to control and Mars wants to lead and push through and, initiate new energy. So when these two are in a challenging pattern, this can feel like frustration. You can feel blocked, irritated, this sense of you want to get things done, but you just can't do it right now. So it's been a really tense astrology for the last 3 to 4 weeks. And so once we get to this new moon on the 12th, 13th, then we're going to feel some of that dissipate. However, and this isn't a bad thing, Mercury will turn retrograde just after this new moon in Sagittarius, and Mercury will turn retrograde in Capricorn. It's not a bad thing. This is actually, if you understand how the cycles work and you're not always trying to move forwards and go fast, then you really can embrace Mercury retrograde. It is a time to reorganize. It is a time to pull back, to not just be going. Mercury rules over communication and how we organize our thoughts, and Capricorn rules over how we organize things, our lives. It's organization. So it could be frustrating. One of the biggest problems with Mercury retrograde is miscommunication, and that could be a big problem when I go through more of the themes and the transits of this lunar month. Communication will be very important. But the positive thing could be that you could actually just pull back and be more intentional with how you want to go into the holiday season, rather than sliding in after just, being overwhelmed with your year. Why don't you, at this new moon, take a moment to actually sit down and be intentional with how you want to navigate the holiday season? There's some big dynamics playing out. Okay, big emotions to come up over the holiday season with the full moon in Cancer, which I'll go into in a moment. But as we lead up to the end of this year, I think you guys might notice that there is a different feeling to the year, to this holiday season, like a different, it's not going to be the same as what it's been. I don't know if you remember, last year had a very heavy feeling to it, the last holiday season. I remember it very clearly. There was just like this, like a foreboding feeling in the air. I had a really nice time, but there was a sense that big things were still coming. And I mean, this year has proven to be, you know, a big year, heavy, contracted, cost of living crisis in many countries, war, all the things. But this holiday season coincides with that Mercury retrograde. Let's go back over and rethink Capricorn, which is our traditions, but also Pluto is in that final degree of Capricorn. And Pluto has been going through this powerful process of dismantling old, outdated traditions that no longer serve us. And this holiday season, I get this feeling that some of you are going to be rethinking your holiday traditions. Now, I'm not saying throw it all away and, you know, have nothing. I mean, there's so much beauty in this time of the year, regardless of what religion you follow or what traditions you follow. There is this invitation to come together. But the astrology suggests that you could stop and really rethink with the Mercury retrograde in Capricorn, Pluto in the final degree of Capricorn, really rethink how you want to approach this. You know, I get this feeling that with the cost of living crisis in so many parts of this world, many of you are really thinking about how you consume. Are you living in excess? Do you really need to spend on, you know, rubbish, plastic, you know, trinkets and silly things? You know, there's a sense that collectively I feel we're realizing that this insane consumerism has reached some kind of a tipping point, and the holiday season is a time of consuming. We're consuming food, we're consuming goods, you know, consuming each other in a way. You know, it's really, I just feel like this holiday season saying, let go of any old outdated traditions that you actually are just tired of, because there seems to be a bigger pattern emerging. And 2024, wow, very big year, a very unexpected, unprecedented dynamics are coming that are unpredictable. I have just almost finished my 2024 astrology forecast ebook that I share for free every year, but it's only if you subscribe to receive these snapshots, my written form, in your inbox. So if you subscribe, you will receive that ebook in the new year free. It's a 30-page book, and I go into all of the major themes, and it's my offering to my community. I just love to do it for myself and to see. I love tuning in. What's the year going to feel like? And 2024, quantum leaps are possible. Hey, that's not all going to be good. Let me just say, but it's going to happen. I think we will see. But these unquestioned traditions, you know, this is your time to embrace something new. You know, maybe you don't buy so many gifts, or you donate money to charity, or you make food for your family. Like in Australia, we have this crazy tradition, and it's so hot in December here, of cooking hot meals. I get so hot. Like, I don't know why we do that. So, you know, maybe if you're in Australia or in a Southern Hemisphere city, country, don't cook hot food. Just get a vegan salad. I'm vegan. Get a salad. You know, do something really different. Simple things. You don't have to let go of this festive season, but do it different. And, you know, we've also got Jupiter still retrograde. Jupiter will turn direct in the first couple of days of 2024, which I believe bodes very well for the year. But Jupiter is still retrograde right now in Taurus, which is, again, this pulling back on how we spend money. Taurus rules over finances, our resources. So, you know, again, there's a couple of things weaving together that say, if you're feeling like you want to do it differently, I hope this video gives you a nudge to just embrace that and open yourself to new traditions. It could be really beautiful and fun and creative and exciting, and traditions that reflect more of who you really are. So, okay, so the new moon that's happening, as I shared before, Mercury will turn retrograde at that new moon. And that new moon, it has this energy of really trying to pull us forwards, okay? So again, get intentional about how you want to go into this holiday season. I believe being intentional is one of the most powerful ways of setting up your life to reflect who you are, rather than just walking into situations and just winging it. Use this new moon to set some goals for how you want to be over the next 4 to 5 weeks. But another level to this new moon is that it will be conjunct the North Node. And so, I apologize, it will be trine the North Node. So it's a very positive dynamic, and it does have this feeling that it's trying to push us forwards. However, the North Node is being sandwiched right now by Chiron and Eris. Chiron is the original wound, and Eris is the goddess of discord. So at the collective level, and this new moon is in a positive relationship to this, but at the collective level, there is this energy of the chaos, Eris, the total discord we must go through to experience our wounds, to get really in touch with where you're hurting or where you need to change or where those core woundings come from. Usually chaos has come before that realization. And the North Node being there, that represents our collective point of evolution. In Aries, we need to awaken to something new. And with this new moon being in a trine to that, you may have found that with all of this frustrated, disruptive Mars energy, that you're actually ready to heal some of your wounds. And maybe at this new moon, you're like, you know what? I want to be different this festive season. I want to take some time out over this weird in-between week of Christmas, New Year to get very clear about how I want to be with my family, or what are those original family wounds? How do you want to show up and communicate differently? The Mercury retrograde in Capricorn is saying, stay with the facts. Really do your best to not get caught up in emotional drama, especially over Christmas Day, that week between Christmas, New Year, which is when the really intense full moon in Cancer will be happening. And I'll get to that in a moment. I'm jumping ahead, sorry. But this new moon at the collective level, please know there's this bigger pattern in Aries, which is, again, remember, it's connected to war, but it's as though the collective story's got to see how bad things are so that we can feel it, so we can make a change. I wish we could evolve without stress and pain. I don't know why we learn the best that way, myself included. However, in my work and what I observe, it seems to be the most effective way. And this new moon might start to, at the collective level, because it is trying that, it's in a beautiful dynamic, it might be forcing us to go, we're tired of this wound, of this hurt, of this pain, of this chaos, of this war. So, again, like this new moon is a time to just get clear, set some intentions, pull back from the drama, and really, tune into what is a new chapter that's wanting to emerge in your life. See where Sagittarius is in your chart. If you're interested, I do horoscopes at my Patreon community, where I'll go into where this new moon is in your chart. But honestly, don't slide in crazy to Christmas and speed in all flustered. Take some time at this point and get really intentional. Now, the full moon, let's look at that. Let's look at this full moon, because this full moon is coming in on the 26th, 27th of December. It is in Cancer, and Cancer is ruled by the moon, and this is where all of your feelings are amplified, and it's happening in the lunar mansion of Adra. And Adra is this very deep, almost like lamenting potentially deeply emotional place in the sky where we cry our tears. So don't freak out. It doesn't mean you're going to be crying Christmas, but if you are, then you'll remember this and you'll be like, makes sense. So this is a time where you could find you're feeling overstimulated if you're spending time with family and you're feeling like it's too much around 26th, 27th. So for those that celebrate Christmas Day, this could be a very charged time, which is why I'm saying stay with the facts, be very conscious these dynamics are at play in the sky, and do your best to avoid drama because it won't go anywhere good. It really won't. And this is also exacerbated by the Mars-Mercury conjunction. Yes, so Mercury is retrograde and will dip back down into Sagittarius where Mars is, and it will be an intensification of the way we communicate. It could be really inflamed, passionate communication around the time of this full moon. So again, be really intentional. If you are spending time with difficult people, be very clear how you want to do this. Okay, set some goals, decide how you want to show up. You know, if you're having people come to you, be conscious of creating a beautiful space. Or maybe you're like, no, I'm not doing this, and you're just going to go and spend time in retreat on your own. If you are and you've got space, this could be a powerful, powerful full moon to purify and release some really big feelings, some really deep emotional stuff that's been maybe building over this year. It's been an intense year for all of us. It's been challenging on some level. It's a spectrum. Not everyone's feeling it the same, but everybody has been challenged on some level in 2023. And this full moon is an opportunity to just release that. So it could go a few different ways. It doesn't have to be exactly this. However, with the moon, the moon will also be sextile Jupiter, which is great. So, which is also in a sextile to Saturn, which is a really great pattern. So if you work the energy really well over this time, towards the end of the year, up to New Year, that weird in between, you know, strange week between Christmas, New Year, then you will find that life will really support you. You may find if you stay very clear with your communication that you could have some excellent conversations with the people that you love, excellent clarity, excellent rebuilding, renegotiating, restructuring. Try to listen more. Yeah, I think it could be really helpful. And if people around you are having big feelings and they don't know what's happening with the astrology, let them have it. No, you can be like, I know this is going on. Everyone's triggered and I know it, so I can hold the space here. Seriously, you know, something really good could transform in your community. Cancer rules over family, community, tribe. So another beautiful manifestation of this could be embracing the ones that you love and really being so grateful. And we've all been through it this year. So any silly little nitpicky, nonsensy things, just let it go by. Don't get involved. Don't buy into the drama. We've all had a rough year. We really, really are. And if you are feeling really emotional and you're on your own, again, like I said, allow a purification, or you're not necessarily on your own, or maybe you're having a quiet holiday season. Take some time out to follow where the emotions are guiding you, because they will guide you to what needs to transform or heal or be released. And do a beautiful little full moon post-Christmas, weird in between year, week in the year ritual to let it go, release it. So, you know, this Christmas, for those that celebrate this day, just be very conscious, let people do what they need to do, and really practice compassion. And it could actually be a really lovely, lovely time of connection. Okay, the other big thing I wanted to talk about in this video is the new year. So Jupiter will be turning direct in Taurus, literally on New Year. This is incredible. To me, as I shared earlier, I really do feel this bodes well. And then seriously, just a couple of days after, Mercury turns direct in Sagittarius, and Jupiter is the ruling planet of Sagittarius. So when I saw this, guys, I actually literally took a breath and went, maybe this year, 2024, maybe it's going to be better. And I don't think better like going back to the way things were in the past better, but progress, advancement, but a lot of expansion, okay? I feel that we are collectively in 2024 going to be forced to really rethink and, discuss and solve the problems to do with our resources, which encompasses finances, the environment, and then the governing bodies that oversee that. It's going to be an incredible year. Jupiter is the planet of expansion, okay? So it will expand, and it's very blessing planet. Like, it really does bring positive energy as well, but it will expand everything it touches, and sometimes that's a negative thing. So Jupiter is going to be expanding areas to do with Taurus, which is, again, finances, resources. Look, seriously, this could be a time where there could be an expansion of some of our problems there. So again, if you're feeling that you want to just be way more low-key over this holiday season and even into the new year, don't feel like there's a negative thing. Don't be like, oh, I'm being sad or I'm depressed. It's really, I feel, a good, healthy response to what's going on in the world. Now, this will all be exacerbated by the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. So this Jupiter turning direct, and then Uranus will turn direct in January. All planets will be direct in January, but this is building up to a huge conjunction in April of 2024. April next year is going to be either something big happens at that time, or the stage is set for something big, and we look back and go, wow. No one knows exactly what or how this will manifest. Maybe some crazy psychics out there, but we can't prove that until we're there, that it's going to be a big year. So this Jupiter turning direct on New Year's, to me, is very, I believe, a good sign. I believe it bodes well. I don't believe it's all good. There could be big disruptions to the financial markets because the Jupiter-Uranus, disruptive, bringing in the truth, bringing in the wisdom energy, conjunct in Taurus. But I believe it's helping us sort something out so that we can survive as a species. So yeah, very interesting, very complex lunar month, a lot going on. It could be very supercharged emotionally, especially around that full moon. So I've given you my tips, but I would say at this new moon in Sagittarius, stop, tune in. This new moon in Sagittarius is in Jeshta, which is a lunar mansion, a Vedic lunar mansion, a nakshatra that is about courage. But it's really channeling courage and leadership in a positive way that actually is very beneficial and towards things that are important. So you could really decide at this new moon in Sagittarius that you want to show up at this holiday season with clarity and wisdom, and to just be grounded and centered and know who you are, and bring some love into the people around you, into their lives. Again, it's been a tough year for everybody, and let's use this time to take a breath, to be conscious, and to love each other, and to listen, and to be compassionate. So yeah, I hope this helps you. I wish you a wonderful holiday season. I know it's complex. I hope this really supports you to navigate this well, to have a nice break, and to, do some healing over this time. Go spend some time in nature and with the ones you love. So yeah, I'll see you all again in the new year. Take care until then.